Welcome to Legnica here in southwest Poland for the 25th edition of the European Archery Championships. Qualification has been taking place all week just a kilometre or so from the city centre, and we're ready for the compound finals. Given the extraordinary levels of competition, Russia's Anton Bulyev and Italy's Sergio Pagni have beaten the odds to reach the men's gold medal match.
Appena fuori dalla X ore 3.
10, Sergio Pani.
It's a bit of an unconventional technique that he practices, where he uses a wrist release, which is already unconventional to say the least at the international circuit, and then he anchors really high. Sergio uses a wrist release, but it's a kind of wrist release where you release a button instead of press a button, and it's really personal for him. He really likes it. But most archers anchor on their jaw, whereas Anton anchors on his cheek more. So it's a lot higher and it looks a bit odd, but it works really well for him.
10.
Starts off with a perfect score. So you can see how his hand is almost up to his eye, so as high as it is.
And just dropping a point there, the Russian. So high scores again for this gold medal match. A good shot of the cogs there as Bulyev draws to start the second end and hits the spider.
Bulyev 10 centralnie.
10. 9 ore 4.
Just a tiny little bit of movement there.
Yeah, just like that, it's all tied up again. So.
9.
Well, whilst we work in 5 ends of 3 arrows per archer, it is an accumulative score in compound archery, so you can fight back from the trailing position.
He's not very happy with that shot, but he managed to make it work. Also remarkable about Anton's bow is that he has an amazing stack of weight on his side stabilizer. I don't know if we're going to see that in this end still, but you can see how there's probably a kilo of weight on his side roll.
10 ore 6.
10, Sergio Pani.
Bulyev trailing by the single point still. Shoot first in this third end.
10, Bulyev.
There's a little skull on the stabilizer of Sergio Pani. I wonder if that's to intimidate his opponent.
He's just drifted out into the 8 there.
Yeah, it's not very intimidating.
Yeah, it's marked as a 9.
Yeah, I think it just got the line.
Окей, X хороший.
10, Anton Bulyev.
6 Sergio X.
10x.
Good recovery.
Sergio Pani 10 centralnie.
It didn't get to his head.
Окей.
10, Anton Bulyev.
10, 10, 10, Bulyev.
Sì, Sergio, grande. Lì l'ha presa stavolta.
10, Sergio Pani.
10, Sergio Pani. Tym samym, proszę Państwa, mamy
10.
We start the
Sì,
fourth
10
end.
ore 2.
10, Sergio Pani.
Pani,
Scores
10.
level. Pani shoots first.
Окей. Икс.
Both archers only have one arrow that's really far outside of the 10.
10,
Pani
centralnie.
being one that had more red on it than yellow.
Appena fuori a ore
It's just
8.
out.
9,
Bulayev had a high 9 that was also close to the 8, but not quite. For the rest, they're still pretty close to the 10, so the group is not terrible.
Just drifting out and up to the left.
9, Buliaev.
He could have capitalized on the 9 that Sergio shot, but that maybe got to him.
Well, he's got another chance
Fuori a
now.
ore
9, Sergio Pani.
A maximum
10
10 will
Pani.
put Bulayev into the lead going into the last end. But he also, well no, he does get the 10, so he has gone into the lead. He missed the first opportunity, took the second, and he's taken the lead at a crucial time.
The tables have turned.
116, reprezentant Włoch Sergio Pani.
Left to get the gold medal. Sergio Pani is starting on target number 2.
Three arrows left in the men's gold medal match.
You can see the British people in the background pointing at their medals.
10. 9 ore
Drifting
3
off to the
ancora.
right. A little shake of the head.
Sergio Pani.
Yeah, he knew that he needed to put some pressure on.
Sometimes having the lead can have pressure of its own. Not for Anton Bulayev.
Buliaev, 10, centralnie.
Appena sotto la X ore 4.
Sergio Pani.
Pani, 10.
So Anton will not only have to miss the 10 ring, but he has to miss it twice or miss it big if Sergio still wants a shot at the gold medal.
Есть.
And no chance of that. Bulayev has put all the pressure on Sergio Pani. All he can do is try and score another 10.
Sì, 10 e mezzo
And he
gioco.
does get the 10, but
10,
what are the odds that Anton is going to miss the whole
Well,
gold?
missed the 9, yeah, it's not likely. This for the gold medal at the European Championships. Oh, and it's absolutely superb from Anton Bulayev. He shot absolutely spectacularly, only dropping 3 points throughout the whole of the gold medal match. And Anton Bulayev takes home the European title for Russia. Archery is a sport of fine margins, and we've been investigating whether the presence of a drone can make a difference to the flight of an arrow.
My name is Stefan Hansen.
My name is Martin Damsbo,
A lot of people are owning drones, including myself.
and people are flying them on the archery ranges.
We're now gonna test if it has any effect on arrow flight. How are we gonna test this today?
Well, let's shoot some controlled arrows and you fly the drone close to me, close to my arm, close to the head and see what happens.
Let's do it. Shut up. Alright, let's try something different. Let me put this above and see if it has an effect on your arrow. I think you shot 3 10s. We can go a little bit lower. Don't hit my drone. Straight left. There. It's not bad. Doesn't affect anything.
Get it lower.
Lower? You're gonna hit my drone.
Lower.
Yeah, right in the middle. Let's try, put it a little higher and then put it straight above you and see if the wind has any effect.
There I can feel it just a hair, not much.
I cannot go lower. My sensors say that I'm too close already. Whoops. Nothing low at all. Nice. All right.
There I could feel it just a tad on the arm.
Yeah. We can fly down and see the target.
Sport mode, come on.
Can it bring back the arrows?
I can. So we've been shooting here with the drone and testing if it works, if it makes it worse or better. What do you think about it?
It doesn't affect the arrows at all. It's annoying that you have it right over your head, or just like you when you're right out of my sight mark, out of my scope.
Moving.
But it's not affecting the arrows at all. It's just annoying for the head and the eyes. When it was right above me where you basically landed on my head, I can actually feel some wind on my arm, kind of like I have 1 more ounce on my stabilizer. But again, didn't affect the arrows wherever the dot.
How high above you do you think the drone have to be to don't have any effect at all?
How high were you up now? A meter?
I was probably only like 30 centimeters above you, above your cam.
Give it a meter and a half more, then it wouldn't have any effect.
Cool. Conclusion: does the drone affect arrow flight?
Doesn't affect the arrow flight at all. It might annoy the shooter a little, but doesn't affect any arrow flight.
Something cool I want to show you. Look at this.
In the women's team final, both teams featured gold medalists from the previous European Championships in Nottingham. Turkey started with a perfect score, 4 tens, before eventually taking the first end by a point.
That's a good start to a maximum score.
In perfect conditions, the Italians came back strongly in the second end, eventually creeping ahead. End 3 was a tight affair. It was another strong showing from the Italian team. Yes, in Boston needed to score a 10 with the final arrow to keep on the opponent's coattails.
Well, a 10 was minimum required, really, for Yeshin Boston.
There was drama aplenty as End 4 came to its conclusion. Boston finished with a 9 for Turkey. With the Italian second last arrow, Anastasia Anastasio could only score a 7.
Whoa, now that one's dropped out. That's the lowest score we've seen from either team,
leaving Marcella Tonioli requiring a 10 for gold.
Oh, she gets a 9.
So 9, so Chef all level, 227 after the 4 ends for both teams.
What now? You start today with the shoot-off.
After each team started with 10s in the shoot-off, Italy were the first to drop points. Turkey responded with a 10.
Yes.
Yes, and Boston was left only needing a 9 for victory.
So a 9 to win.
World number 1, Yeshin Boston going for European gold.
And it's a 10.
And she's absolutely nailed it. They snuck into a tiebreaker, a shoot-off with the Italians, but Turkey have taken the European gold medal here in Legnica.
Standing in the way of the experienced French team in the men's final was Great Britain, a team which was looking to iron out previous inconsistencies and take gold. After a solid start to the first end, France went into the second with a 1-point lead.
Good shot.
Good job.
However, a strong showing from Britain, who produced 4 10s from their final 4 arrows, levelled the match. But moments later, France had an arrow downgraded, leaving Britain a point ahead going into the third end. There wasn't much to separate the teams as they once again finished the end level. There was confusion at the start of end 4 as France had a point upgraded to give them a 1-point lead.
So the French lead by a single point. Final end 6 arrows, Great Britain trailing by 1.
But that didn't affect Britain though, who only dropped 1 more point in their next 6 shots to take gold. The mixed team gold medal match saw the Netherlands and France facing each other. Jean-Philippe Bouche had another shot at a gold medal after his disappointment in the men's team final.
Ouais, X.
A great start though from the French archer.
A strong start from France saw them a point ahead after N1. The French pair continued their impressive form with maximum points in the second
Ouais,
end.
super. Ouais, super.
The gap between the teams widened in the third end when France had a point upgraded and the Dutch had one downgraded to leave them separated by 4 points. The match finished with maximum scores all round.
Look at that, Mr. Perfect, and nailing a 40 out of 40 for the Dutch team.
And it was the French who claimed the gold medal.
Ouais, super, bravo.
Well, a perfect score from the Dutch followed by a perfect score from the French.
World number 1 Yesim Boston from Turkey was favourite in the women's final. She was hoping to continue an excellent 2018, but standing in her way was the world number 9, Spain's Andrea Marcos.
So there's a little bit of extra pressure on Yesim.
Just adjusting the sight there straight away. Just drifted a little bit up and to the left, but not too bad. And that one's to the left, perhaps slightly closer to the X-ring, but still a 9. Chef, we're seeing something for the first time today that we haven't seen before. This little blinker that Andrea Marcos has on her cap.
Yeah, so it might be that she's left eye dominant. And in our sport, you normally pick for the dominant eye to see which handedness you are. But some people prefer to, if you're right-handed, you want to shoot right-handed, so you have to deal with your eye dominance, and this is one way to do that. And it might also just give her a little bit more of a calm view. I shoot with one eye closed, but that's also because my eyes don't stand light very well.
Well, Boston has got a very slight lead here, but wasn't bad shooting from Marcos in the first end. Trailing though, she will shoot first in the second end.
Buena, 10. Eso es.
Start.
10, Andrea.
10, Andrea.
Well, we talk about consistency and being able to remain calm here. As beautiful and wonderful as this cathedral is, some pretty noisy and tuneful bells ringing at the moment. How distracting is that going to be?
Sí, eso
I think
es.
it's not very distracting, especially since the noise is easy to cancel out, I think. It just adds a little bit of noise, but it doesn't, it's not a sudden noise, or it's not a very annoying thing. So I don't think it affects the archers that much.
Well, it's the same for both of them as well.
Doesn't affect her at least. She's a perfect 30.
10, Andrea. Yesim Boston. Mamy remis po 5.
Doğru hareket.
Third end. Mission started.
See just how calm she is, but she's dropped that one off into the 8.
She seems really surprised about it,
Yesim. 8.
but shakes it off.
Sí, X, eso es.
really good heads. And a really good moment, because now Yasim really has to do her best to get this one in the middle.
Big opportunity has opened up for Andrea Marcos, and she's grabbing it with both hands at the moment.
If you look at her target, she's only had 2 arrows outside of the 10, and they were maximum of 1 centimeter, I think, outside of the 10. So we'll see it when she shoots. Those 2 on the left are the only ones that she's had outside of the 10.
Who's that?
10, 10.
Andreas is smooth sailing.
10, Andrea.
Austin seems to have found a form, but a slight adjustment to the sight again.
Yeah, she had 2 arrows on the left, and I think last time she had an arrow on the left as well. So this level of shooting, if you shoot left 10s, you want to adjust your sight, because if you make a small mistake, you will be just outside of the 10.
Amazing grouping from Austin, but crept into the 9,
yeah,
as you alluded to, Chef. And
yeah, I might have jinxed it again.
9 in a row for Andrea Marcos. It is another perfect score, and what was a tight lead is now looking pretty strong. And the way she's shooting, she's not giving any points away.
Yeah, I think she's found her groove, and she's just, like I said, she's just smooth sailing.
Hadi güzelim.
Well, world number 1 is trailing. She needs to dig deep into her bag of resources here. Good start to this end.
10.
Vale, 9 izquierda.
It's the one that's furthest from the middle for her this match. But
Those nerves creeping in at the end for Andrea Marcos. Well, that's all Yasin Boston can do. Keep the pressure on Andrea Marcos.
10, centralnie.
Another 9 and she'll still be okay. It is a 9. Boston wants to put down another 10 here. Certainly finish strongly and keep the pressure on Andrea Marcos.
a bit shaky, but it hit the line.
So a 10 required for Andrea Marcos for the European title.
Also a bit shaky.
And she gets a 10, and she is the European champion. She managed to keep it all together throughout. She shot fantastically well. Just started to show signs of nerves at the 5th end with 2 9s, but got a 10 to cross the line. And Andrea Marcos is the European champion.
Look how happy she is. Tears of happiness, tears of joy.
Yeah, the joy and emotion pouring out of the Spanish archer. She has just taken the European title, and I don't think she can believe it.
Estoy muy contenta, la verdad es que era uno de mis objetivos luchar por una de las medallas, y haber podido hacerlo por el oro, pues es un sueño.
And there we have it, another European Championships in the bag. Turkey kicked us off with a gold medal in the women's team event, A wonderful performance saw Great Britain's men crowned European champions, and France were the top pair in the mixed finals. Meanwhile, in the individual events, Russia's Anton Bulyev took gold, and Spain's Andrea Marcos overcame the odds to become European champion. There's just one major international left in 2018, the Hyundai Archery World Cup final in Samsun.